Hey guys, do you want insane mechanics like this, so quick that it looks like you're basically cheating? If so, then you're in luck, because I'll be going over exactly what I did to get to this level. And I'm going to be keeping this video very simple, guys. No filler, no distracting edits, just the exact info you need to get better and fast. Hey guys, it is Sarkis here, and today we're going to be doing the highly requested video, and that is the advanced aim routine. I put up a community poll and you guys voted for me to make a more advanced version of my aim routine, and that is exactly what I'll be doing. So if you guys want to pretty much control the videos that I make sure you're subscribed, because all I do is listen to you guys. So yeah, let's get straight into my routine. Okay guys, so in the description there are two playlists, one for Kovacs, one for aim labs. They are pretty much the exact same thing. I think only the first scenario is a little bit different, but it is still pretty much the exact same thing, so don't worry. I want you guys to do this task very slowly. This is going to be working on your micro adjustments. I want you to start by working on your micro adjustments very slowly and controlled, because you need this skill. You need slow and controlled micro adjustments and fast macro adjustments. And we're going to be getting into all of that, so do this first. Okay, after you've done that, move on to the next task, which is another micro adjustment task, and this one is a little more spread out, which is good because the last one they were too close, but you also need to train that. But the key factor here is I want you guys to be focused on being as slow as possible. And this is because speed and precision are not separate entities. You gain speed through repeated precision. If you guys have learned to play an instrument before, you'll know that in order to play something fast, you must first learn how to play it slow and precisely. The same concept applies to your aim. You need to build the muscle memory. Okay guys, so after you do the micro adjustment tasks, I want you guys to then move on to this task. This is the third task, and this is the dots are very small, don't get me wrong, but they're gonna get bigger. First, I want you guys to do it small, because if you can do it hard, then you can do it easy, you know? So I want you guys to focus on your weaknesses first. So first, like, do this a couple of times on the small dots, making them big micro flicks, and then slowly aiming at the target. And yeah, we'll get into the next thing right away. Okay, so this is the next task, and it's another micro adjustment task, but for this one it's a lot bigger dots. Well, it might not look that much bigger, but that's only because my resolution is really weird, so it looks a lot smaller than it actually is. But like, for this task, you guys want to again focus on being slow, but start speeding up, because they're bigger, so you should find yourself going quicker eventually after a couple of tries. You should find your speed increase a lot more. Okay, so after that task, I want you guys to move on to the next task, which is the same thing that we did earlier with the micro adjustments, but now even bigger again. So we're going to be focusing on making a macro adjustment and then a slow micro adjustment to the target. This is really good. Do this multiple times, and by the way, with these tasks, guys, there's no limit on how much you should do it, and there's no minimum either. Do it until you can't. Do it until you don't feel like doing it anymore, or do it until you feel like you've made good progress. Usually what I do is I set a goal every time, and that's to beat my score that I got last time aim training, because if I'm going to be aim training, if I'm going to be trying to get better, then I should be feeling myself getting better after every session of aim training. So yeah. After you've done that a couple times, I want you guys to move on to this fireworks flick small task. This is really good for holding angles, because you're flicking from 3 different places that people could hypothetically be coming from. So if you improve this skill, you should find yourself being able to one-tap people who peek you much better. This is very good for that. Practice this time and time again, and slow the video down if you're confused on anything. Like, just watch how I'm aiming, just do exactly what I'm doing. Okay, after you've done the fireworks flicks as much as you want, then move on to target switching. This is called beam TS. Basically, you want to aim a little bit in front of your target, so when you're moving your mouse, try to go in front of it, because it's going to be moving forward. So aim in front of it and hold your mouse down consistently. This is really good for target switching, so like getting crazy spray control, like 4Ks and stuff like that. This is really good for that. And just basic mouse control, this is really good, and it helps you with mouse control a bunch. So do this a couple of times as well. Okay, next we're going to move on to this Valorant very specific scenario, which is shooting people who are moving around really funny. This task is annoying, guys. You're going to miss. It's going to be really annoying to try to hit these little balls, but trust me, it's worth it. This one is really worth it, because people are always strafing in Valorant. You want to be able to get used to hitting dynamic targets, which are targets that are moving. So yeah, do this as much as you need. Again, always do it as much as you feel like is necessary. I'm not going to tell you to do it a certain amount, because I'm not you. I don't know what you need. Alright guys, the next task here is called VT Bounce Shot Intermediate. This is really good for taking out people who are mid-air, so like a Raze satcheling at you, or maybe a Jett with knives, or a Waylayer, anything of the sort. You know, this is really good because if you look at the way that the balls are going, they're going in like a curved downwards motion, which is the exact same way that people who are mid-air would be moving. Think about like physics, or I don't know, it's kind of like, it's kind of abstract, I guess, but just trust me on this. This will help you a lot. When I was doing this, I would notice that I would just take Raze ults out of the air. Like I would just completely one-tap them. This is really helpful for that. Alright, last but not least guys, we have this task, and this is probably one of the most important ones, and this is to keep your crosshair in the same place. If you guys have ever spectated a pro player, or probably not spectated, but watched a pro player, any high level player, you'll notice that their crosshair stays pretty much in the exact same spot. And this helps with consistency, because if you know where your crosshair is, if you have control over where your crosshair is on your map, it makes it that much easier to actually aim at something, as opposed to your crosshair just being in a random spot, like not where you want it to be. So this is really helpful for keeping your crosshair where you want it to be. Do this a lot. Do this one until you can nail it. Alright guys, with that being said, we are going to conclude today's video, but right before you click off, I want to mention something that you should take into consideration very freaking highly, because if you do all this aim training and then notice that you can't kill anybody in game, or you notice that your aim doesn't feel good, it's because you're not actually applying your aim into Valorant. Make sure you go into the range. If you have to, watch the video that I made before on like my range routine, and do that routine in order to actually transfer your aim into Valorant, because if you have the raw mechanical aim but it's not applied to Valorant, it's gonna be really pointless. But yeah guys, that's gonna wrap up the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, take care.